Welcome back to Slam Shenanigans. We're going to call this video Burn Day. So as you can see, we had a little bit of snow and a lot of rain overnight, and this pile here that I actually threw a cover on started up great. These top two took a lot of effort to try and get going. Even though the material is very, very dry, you can see the flowers coming out at spring. Like every project here, I got to start with doing 2 or 3 other things just to get going. So I had my excavator down here and I had the clean out bucket on it. So I wanted to bring the 2-foot bucket down, and rather than walk the excavator all the way up, I figured I'd just get in the John Deere and run it down. It's a lot more efficient, a lot less wear and tear on the excavator and the tracks and the drives, walking it that little distance, which is a lot for it, but nothing for the tractor. So drop the bucket off. It's a beautiful morning. It was absolutely gorgeous. As you can see, we got quite a bit of mud and a lot of water running. So I started to switch it up here to time lapse to get back here, just because it is kind of boring, but it is beautiful. And I think up here in a minute here, we're going to see the boss, the one who always watches all my work, right there. It's Cricket Dog. Yep. She was with me a little bit in the morning, but it was pretty cold, so I didn't keep her out too long. She's not got a lot of hair, so it's not like us, and her feet get cold too because there's no protection on their feet, just like when it gets hot. Wood yard's getting bigger. This road down's getting a lot wider. As you can see, it was very steep. So here I am, got the rhino down there, got the bucket switched out. Just a nice picture of the thing. Oh, these two guys, well, there's actually about 5 of them, but they're harassing me all day. Turkey season opens up here in about 2 weeks, and so they always come in a couple weeks before and harass me and let me know they're there, and then they disappear during turkey season. It's just the way it is. So anyways, yeah, more shots of the turkeys. I think there's 5 or 6 there in a shot. So this is how I start most of the piles. I've got a good little torch that goes on to propane. Diesel is just so damn expensive. I try not to use it, but probably saves a lot of time if I did. I probably should have. Sometimes old motor oil in other states works, but not in our state. So here I am, just kind of, we got the piles going and they burnt down a little bit, so now I'm using the excavator to move them around. So I'm kind of walking back and forth between the top 2 piles here. And I'll apologize right now, and probably multiple times throughout the video, but this video has kind of taught me or shown me that I really shouldn't be filming from inside the cab with the phone. It's just not a good shot for you guys. So here I am walking down to the lower pile. This is the lower road here, but yeah, again, I apologize, guys. This is one of those deals where YouTube isn't my main gig, so it's like I try to provide some content for you guys, but I was more intent on trying to work and get these things done today versus producing the video. So, and to produce a good video, you really need to concentrate on the video, and the work has to be, it's equal or less, actually, because you got to stop and position stuff, and you got to get good shots. This would have been a lot better from the outside. Here I'm just kind of picking up some of the older stumps and things that have been cut throughout the years. I think this was actually PG&E crews cut this. And I think here I'm actually going up the hill past the power pole, which is above the burn pile. So as you see me swing around, the burn pile's below me. This would have been fantastic video and footage from the outside the cab. It's super, super steep. You'll never see it from inside the cab. Literally had to use the cab to walk up, or the boom and the stick pull myself up in a couple spots. But there was a tree that I knocked down that was above the pew range here, and that's it right there, last year. And it's just been sitting up here with a bunch of other stuff that's been down for 20, 30, 40 years. So I got the excavator up on top of the hill here. It's a pretty good slope, and was able to clean most of that out and throw it down towards the burn pile. And you'll see here in a few minutes, I tried to slow this down to where you can actually see what's going on, but it's pretty tough. And again, I apologize. There's those logs there. There's one very long piece, 2 smaller tops of the trees, and a couple small tops underneath there. So getting that off was pretty interesting. It would have been fantastic footage on the outside. Again, it's just it's choppy, and I don't know. Hopefully nobody's going into an epileptic seizure from this, but it's tough to follow inside the cab. But it is some footage, and you'll see some still shots after I actually finish this, which kind of show you the slope, which, if you stay with me through this, you'll see and try to figure out where I'm at in the in-cab shots. It'll all make sense at the end here when I show you the still shot of the slope. And then you'll probably be cussing at me and going, yeah, you should have filmed that from the outside, you dummy. But like I said, I think my attitude towards YouTube will change if I can get up over 1,000. So while I'm producing terrible content and asking you to subscribe, that's just the way it's got to go for now. Hopefully you guys will get me there. This is me coming back down the hill, and I'm trying to clean up the slope as I go. Again, I'm doing this on my phone, so it's hard for me to see too. It's actually a smaller screen than what you guys are looking at. So now I'm finishing up, touching up that little stuff, which is the slope coming down. Now I'm getting back up, and I think I'm actually getting to the point where I'm grabbing some of the stuff I pushed over the edge here and pulling it down and throwing it to the pile. Maybe not. This is pretty hard to follow. There's a picture of the slope. So if you look at the top, that's where the excavator was. So I pulled those logs up from just beyond the power pole there and down into the pile. And again, there's those turkeys taunting me again. This is hours later. Those little buggers got their fans up. They're just like, ha, ha, ha. So here's the top piles again. Like I said, I'm moving up and down from there. Oh, and I had to go for fuel during the middle of the day, and this is where the weather's starting to come in. It was pretty, but it was definitely coming in. So this is up top, trying to grab some of the stuff that I'd pulled out a week before. And putting it on the pile. Got a big rock there to get out of the way. Oh, this is the very top, so I'm actually pulling some fresh stuff into that pile right there. Both of these burn pretty good. I might show a follow-up later. So they'd get down to this, and then I'd stack them up again. So once you get those good hot coals in there, you can just keep feeding this thing, which is fantastic. But and once they get going, they get going. That's you can kind of see where I'm at in the stills here. This is over the steep bank. This was, that pile was just nothing but white ash. And now I'm throwing a bunch of big chunks on here. Not chunks, but, big grabs of brush that I'd pulled out. This is an area in my property. It's the very lowest part of my property. So if a fire were to start below me, it would come up and hit this and just explode. And then get into the treetops for sure. So it's always been a plan to try and eventually clear this dead stuff out. It never greens up. It's dead completely. It's been dead since I've owned the property. It's probably been dead for 15 years. So this is making me feel really good to get this out of here. And what I need to do is just start head over the edge and use the excavator to create piles as I go down. I think I've got a way to walk out, back up the canyon at the bottom there by the creek. So that way I can clear all this brush, pile it up, and just burn it on the slope. I'll have to burn it by hand, though, because I'm not going to be able to maneuver on that slope a lot. It's kind of like you head down and you grab what you can from each side and burn it or pile it. Here's the two piles going pretty good. This one I am back down. I think this is down at the bottom. Yep, those two big logs. So I'm trying to push up the pile and grab the remaining brush that I had pushed over. So grabbing up top, getting this brush. And again, I apologize because it's all in-cab video because I was just more intent on getting the work done than filming for you guys. So again, here's some crappy footage. Hit that subscribe button for me so I can provide you better footage. I don't know. It's almost like it's a terrible way to go about it. I apologize, guys. But yeah, that log was big. It was actually pretty heavy. It broke in the middle when I was up top, and I thought it was all punky, but I think it's just where it fell when the tree cutters cut it down. I had my buddy, if you watch my older, yeah, a little glitch there, but if you watch my older videos, I had my, one of my good friends owns a tree company, and he knocked down a tremendous amount of trees for me one day with his crew. We made a deal, and I just had them come in here because I wasn't comfortable with a bunch of them. This is one of the last ones they did. They had some other crews that were finishing up for the day, so they stopped by and they came down and knocked out like 2 or 3 trees down here. This is for the Pew Pew range, but that tree was big, and like I said, I think it just broke from falling, so it's pretty solid. So I'm probably going to cut it up into shorter lengths and bring it up to the mill and see what kind of quality I can get out of it. But so here I'm starting on the stump. This was the stump from the big tree, and I thought, as wet as it was and as soft as the dirt was, that this thing would just pull right over, but that was not the case. Yeah, so this was, I went to video thinking that I was going to be talking and just showing you pulling it over, but she was solid. She was stubborn. And again, bad angle, but you can see the top of it was there quite a bit above the cab. So I go back to time lapse and just keep digging and gnawing away here. Try to get, I thought I could just get on the bottom side of it and be good, but it took maneuvering this thing around and actually building a pad up below it with the dirt I was digging out so I can get up around the back side of it a little bit before I could actually get this thing to move at any indication that it was going to give me that it was actually going to come out. So I'm just gnawing away. Now I'm kind of leveling so that I can get back up here. Now I can get back up here and get on this side. And you'll see it slow down a little bit from time to time if you're good at watching my super fast time lapse. And that's where I know that I'm grabbing a root and breaking those roots. Again, this is a 2-foot bucket, so not exactly a great thing for digging tree roots out, but for this particular application, it wasn't bad because I needed to move a ton of dirt. So I'm pushing and pulling and seeing if she's going to move on me at all. Because once I see it jiggle a little bit, then I'll know that it's getting close. So here I'm digging out on the right side of the stump. And again, all this will come out more anyways for the Pew Pew range. So hoping to make like a pretty nice 180-degree range in here to where it's not going to be long, but I'll be able to do a little bit of action shooting completely safe into the bank. So that's been a long-term goal. So we go to a still shot here, and you see kind of the progress and how big the stump is. Now I'm clawing to get back up here, and it was really muddy, so all this fresh dirt that I'm pulling out is actually somewhat dry, relatively speaking. Here I'm getting on the back side, on the right side of the stump. So now I'm at the point where I'll switch to video. All right, we're gonna go with video because I think I just about got her. Starting to rain good now too. Leverage, because she's about there. Alright, so I can let her speeds go forward. Let's try it both ways here. She's just about ready to go. Something, right? This front corner. There we go. We got her. I think I'm too high. Actually, I think it's too high. So, there we go. Let's not put it into the glass here. I think all I'm going to want to do, yeah, there we go. We're going to get her next to that fire so it starts drying out. This will probably be a 2-year stump burn. It's too wet this year, so it might go into next year. Love this excavator. It's a freaking beast. It really is. When I first knocked these things down, there's probably a couple thousand pounds of dirt on it. Kind of get, or you just keep working the dirt off. Then you can start pulling it around. And I'll be able to take a picture of the stump hole here in a minute. Just trying to maneuver this thing down here to the pile, to the fire pile. And what you don't want to do is get a little too rambunctious and then have that thing come at you. There's not a whole lot of stopping it once it rolls like that. Yep. A little bit of leveling. Down here a little bit more. Yeah, quite a bit. Quite a bit on the angle here. had good fires going, and stumps will burn down. Like I said, we got a lot of rain coming in, so, and I just put a whole bunch of dirt on that, so we're not sure how this is going to work. But we got that puppy out, and I'm pretty damn happy about that. Smoking a lot. Hopefully got the coals going good in there, and this will take back off. It's all green, but if I can get it or not. Let's see here. A little trimming. Get out, take a picture, and then we're gonna go back up top. This little guy, get it down the lake, so we can kind of just flip those where we want. Then we're gonna turn around, make sure the well's not gonna be. Going uphill. All right, yeah, so that was the video. Sometimes that works better. It's just I always have issues with memory in the phone. Here's a picture of the hole, and up above there is where the tree was, and all that brush that I cleared out that you guys only got to see from the inside of the cab. But we got everything down on the pile. I'll go down later tomorrow morning and check on it and see how she burned out. Here I am coming back up one last time to the top piles. This one got real smoky, if I remember right. Trying to drive around and get everything pushed up in there. This is where cab is the only way to go. Yeah, since I got this excavator, I will never have another vehicle without a cabinet, tractors or whatever even. So right now my dozer's open cab, my tractor, John Deere's open cab, but the skid steer and the excavator are cabbed, and they're fantastic, and it's the only way to go. You can see here. So this is kind of the, I think it's almost the last pile up on this one. And then I shut her down for the night. Actually came back out really late that night and threw some seed out because I knew I had rain coming in. And there's always more prep to do in the meadows, but I wanted to get some grass seed in the meadows, which is further up the hill from this, not in this area. You saw the flowers were doing well right here. I'm not going to touch these. It's a really rocky area right here. So to have the grass and the meadow, the flowers like that right there, it's just, I'm not going to touch that at all. But the other meadows, if, like you said, go back and look at some of my older videos. I've had to clear out brush like this and make meadows. So it went from fire danger to just absolutely beautiful meadows that the turkey like to come in on, deer like to cruise through. It's just a better environment, and it's more fire safe too. That's 90% of why I'm doing the majority of this is the fire safety. You know, you just get the beauty of it as a byproduct. So here I'm just gonna park the rig a little bit further up into my property where the other bucket was, because this is closer to a neighbor and another access road that I don't want to leave equipment there. But here's the final shots of the piles as I left them towards the end of the day. I really appreciate you guys watching. Here's one of the meadows that used to be just as bad and nasty brush as the other one like that. Here's a picture of that lower pile burning up, and I ended up the day as I usually do with the pups on the lap sitting in front of the fire. So again, thank you very much for watching. Please bear with me on the the shots that I take, and hopefully once I get over 1,000, I will be getting some good equipment and filming and taking more time to film for you guys. So thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.